Can you flirt, Tahsin? Can you flirt?
Bag.
Can you flirt?
Book. Oh.
Supposing it does.
Then we try another piece of string.
This was not very comforting to Piglet, because however many pieces of string they tried pulling him up with, it would always be the same him coming down. But still, it did seem the only thing to do. So with one last look back in his mind at all the happy hours he had spent in the forest, not being pulled up to the ceiling by a piece of string, Piglet nodded bravely at Pooh and said,
It's a very clever
Well, brave, because you're a small animal. I'll stand underneath.
That's not flower.
It will be a very
That's
grand thing to talk about afterwards. And perhaps I'll make up a song, and people will say it was so grand what people did that a respectful Pooh song was made about it.
Piglet felt much better after this. And when everything was ready and he found himself going slowly up the ceiling, he was so proud that he would have called out, "Look at me!" if he hadn't been afraid that Pooh and Owl would let go of their end of the string and look at him.
Up we go. The ascent is proceeding as expected.
Soon it was over. Piglet opened the letterbox and climbed in. Then, having untied himself, he began to squeeze
Mom, should I
his slot,
do
through which,
the
in the old
window?
days, when front doors were front doors, many an unexpected letter that Wall had written to himself had come slipping. He squeezed and he squoze, and then with one last squeeze he was out. Happy and excited, he
That will just give me time to finish that story I was telling you about my Uncle Robert, a portrait of whom you see underneath you. Now, let me see, where was I? Oh, yes. It was on just such a blusterous day as this that my Uncle Robert...
Story 5, in which a search is organised and Piglet nearly meets the heffalump again.
Mom, take a picture of that, Mr. One. Look, take a picture of that there.
Pooh was sitting in his house one day counting his pots of honey when... 14. Come in. 14. Or was it 15? Bother, that's muddled me. Hello, Pooh. Hello, Rabbit. 14, wasn't it? What was it? My pots of honey that I was counting. 14, that's right. You sure? No. Does it matter? I'd just like to know, so as I can say to myself, I've got 14 pots of honey left, or 15, as the case may be. It's sort of comfort. Well, let's call it 16. What I came to say was, have you seen Small anywhere about? I don't think so. Who is Small? Oh, one of my friends and relations. That didn't help Paul much, because Rabbit had so many friends and relations, and of such different sorts and sizes, that he didn't know whether he ought to be looking at the top of an oak tree or in the petal of a buttercup.